Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we uncover the hidden stories in corporate filings. Today we're diving into Mercer International Inc.'s latest report, and trust me, there is a bit of a story in the numbers, or perhaps a lack thereof. So, what exactly is this document? Well, it is a Form 8K, which is basically a report company's file, when something important happens that investors need to know about right away. Think of it as a crucial update that can't wait for the regular quarterly or annual reports. This particular report is dated the 12th of February 2026, and it is telling us about events that happened around that time. Let's skip the official address and get straight to the meaty part, which is often the financial updates. This section here, item 2.02, is where companies usually drop their latest financial performance, and that is exactly what happened here. Mercer International Inc. announced their results for the full fiscal year and the fourth quarter, both ending on the 31st of December 2025. The company put out a press release on the 12th of February 2026 to share these results. This filing is essentially pointing us to that press release, which is considered Exhibit 99.1. Now, while this filing itself doesn't contain the detailed numbers, we know the press release attached does. We're going to focus on what these kinds of announcements generally reveal about a company's health. In a typical 8K report that announces earnings, we'd be looking for key figures. Imagine we are looking at that press release. What would grab our attention? We'd be scanning for the revenue numbers. Did it go up or down compared to last year? Did they make more money or less? We want to see if the company is growing, then we'd quickly move to profitability. Are they making a profit? If so, how much? If not, are they losing money, and how much does that loss amount to? This tells us if the business model is working. A company can sell a lot of stuff, but if it costs them more to make it than they sell it for, that is a problem. We'd also be interested in earnings. Per share or EPS. This is a way to see how much profit is attributable to each share of stock. If the EPS is rising, it often means the company is becoming more valuable for its shareholders. What we are looking for is a trend. Is the company on an upward trajectory, or are things heading south, for example? If revenue dipped by, say, 10%, that might mean they are selling 1 out of every 10 products less than they used to. If their profit margin shrunk from 5% to 2%, that is a significant squeeze, meaning they are keeping much less of every dollar they earn. It is also important to see how these numbers stack up against market expectations. Companies often guide investors on what they expect to achieve. If they miss those targets, it can cause their stock price to fall. Conversely, beating expectations can lead to a stock price surge. Looking at Mercer International, since this filing is just an announcement of a press release, we're not seeing the numbers directly within this 8K. However, the fact that they are reporting their full fiscal year and fourth quarter results on the 12th of February means that by this date, they had a clear picture of their performance for the entire year ending the 31st of December 2025. Their stock ticker is Merc, and it trades on the Nasdaq Global Select Market. Knowing this, investors would be keenly watching how these results impact the Merc stock. What we can infer from an 8K like this, even without the detailed financials immediately visible here, is that Mercer International Inc. has important updates to share about its financial performance. Companies file these to be transparent and to keep the market informed. The attached press release would hold the specifics that could tell us if the company is a strong performer facing challenges or somewhere in between. Now, let's consider the company itself. Mercer International is a global producer of wood, fiber, and bio-based products. They operate sawmills, pulp mills, and bioproducts facilities. So when we talk about their financial results, we're looking at how well they are selling lumber, pulp for paper and packaging, and potentially other green products. The demand for these can fluctuate based on construction, consumer spending, and global economic conditions. Are people building more homes and buying more products that require packaging? That would likely be good for Mercer. Are there global supply chain issues or a slowdown in manufacturing? That could hurt them. The timing of this report in early 2026 gives us a snapshot of how they navigated the year 2025. Was it a year of growth, stability, or contraction? Were they able to manage their costs effectively, especially with likely ongoing inflation concerns in recent years? Did they successfully bring new products to market or expand their operations? The signature at the end by Richard Short, the Chief Financial Officer, adds credibility. It means the company's top financial executive has reviewed and authorized this filing. When the CFO signs off, it signifies that the reported information is considered accurate and compliant with regulatory requirements. So, what does all of this tell us about Mercer International? Without the actual numbers from the press release, it is hard to make a definitive call on their financial health. However, the filing itself signals a moment of key disclosure for the company. The fact that they are releasing annual and quarterly results indicates they are actively engaging with the market about their performance. In my opinion, The real story here is in the details we would find in that press release. For a company like Mercer International, which operates in a cyclical industry, consistent profitability and a strong revenue growth trend would be major positives. We'd be looking for signs that they are managing their operations efficiently and that demand for their products remains robust. Conversely, if the press release signaled declining revenues, shrinking profit margins, or increased debt, those would be red flags. We'd also want to understand if any new risks or opportunities were highlighted. For example, did they mention investing in new sustainable technology, which could be a long-term positive, or perhaps facing increased competition or regulatory hurdles? The key takeaway from this filing on its own is that Mercer International Inc. is reporting significant financial results. The actual strength or weakness of the company, its direction, its risks, its opportunities lies within the content of that press release. It is a prompt to go and read the full results to understand the narrative the numbers are telling. Alright, that is our quick dive into this Mercer International Inc. 8. What is your take on these filings and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching, see you next time.